Today we're going to be talking about Hive's new weapon, the Plague. The Plague is pretty unique, especially once you start using it, you'll start to figure out how it actually works. The main thing is that it does do direct damage, so if you do shoot something, it's going to hit it and do a little bit of damage. But the main damage you're going to be getting out of this is being in melee range and always constantly jumping on top of mobs. So the whole purpose behind this weapon is to spread it to every single mob that you can in the whole area, and then just kind of run up to them and, you know, let your life force power actually do all the damage. The way this works, it actually can shoot through walls, and it also has an alternative fire of basically doing kind of like what the squid do, where they just like release ink. But that's basically what you do with your secondary ability, which just kind of just like does like a big poof in the area. The radius behind it is very small though, and you're not going to be seeing any damage with that. The same thing when you shoot through walls and you actually like infect things in the other side. It's not going to do damage to them. The only thing that's going to do damage is the actual that life force thing. When you're too close to them and you start like sucking their life force, that's what's going to be doing damage to them. So we're going to get into the mission to really show you exactly what it's like. But just to show you some stats here, we got I got Hero Killer like I always do. I always max out Hero Killer. I always max out Hero Killer, and we're also maxing out Effective, which gives a critical hit probability. So critical hit chance of 38%. That's really good. So you're gonna be critting pretty often on that. And then Exterminator, I threw the rest of the points in that. I never use Affiliation or Bounty Hunter on my weapons anymore. So it's up to you if you want to do that, but personally, I'd rather have the highest damage possible to players and bosses. So that's why I put Hero Killer to max. So I'm struggling to say that word. Okay, so we're gonna get into a mission. That way you guys can see exactly what this is like. Okay, just made it into a mission. So first things first, the way the secondary fire works, you just hit it and it does this big poison cloud thing. I wish the radius was larger on it because it's not high enough. Let's say like right here, you saw how close I was and it still didn't hit him. So you have to basically be direct melee range in order for it to actually do anything. And you have to have a full clip of ammo in order to like basically do it. The direct damage when you shoot him in the face is actually pretty impressive. Then again, this is the single player mission, so the mobs are really toned down and the boss is going to be really toned down. But this will give you a good idea of what it's like. So you're going to be seeing a lot of crits, mainly because you know it's already almost 40% crit chance. But you're not going to be really looking at the damage of the actual hit itself. It's not really about that. It's more about the actual the life force thing, which I've been saying. Which is basically, let's see this mob right here. I'm gonna shoot through the wall. It's gonna do the poof. You see how the poof of cloud hits him? Like, oh wait, well, it actually missed. But let me see if I can actually hit him. You see, now we're doing the life force. So you see that little line that came out was basically, you know, Hive's power. If you're familiar with Hive, then you would know how that works. Go. So pretty much, this is not gonna be the best test in the world because these mobs are just so easy that I can't really even demonstrate how the actual Hive ability works because they die too fast. As far as the shooting through the walls thing, it's something that's kind of interesting. It's not gonna do damage, so the whole thing is just about infecting them. So like you see like that, you see the smoke cloud actually popped up. The reason why he died is because he died from the actual tether from Hive's ability. You see how it tethers and then it kills them. The actual weapon won't do damage unless you directly hit them with it. Like you have to shoot them with it. That's the only way it works. This guy's gonna climb all the way around. Jesus. All right. So what's really good about this is that you can go point blank like this and shoot him in the face, and you'll do the tether damage and the actual damage of the weapon at the same time, which is sick. So if you see a player and a player is running up on you, you shoot him in the face with this. Oh my God, you're gonna do so much damage so fast that they won't even know what the hell hit them. So that's why in PvP, this weapon is really good because it makes you play extremely aggressive, and that's how you have to play Hive anyway. So it just makes it really awesome. So like for example, you'll do one of these where you hit the smoke cloud thing, you see like that, and you'll just kill them right away. I've seen players do that all the time where they'll do one of these numbers. You see? Do something like that where you can just slide up on them, hit the alternative fire so that it just poofs on the ground, and then they'll die from just the life force, you know, from Hive's ability. This is one of my favorite missions for Hive, mainly because the actual boss, which is those 3 ball orb things, they're super easy to kill as Hive because you can basically use her tether ability to do that consistent damage where it melts the hell out of the eye. And you're also, you know, healing over time, especially depending on what card you're using. You could either use the jump card, which is you know, the one that I'm always like talking about all the time, which is basically every time you jump you heal a little bit. That one's really good. But the card I'm using right now is dynamic emphorophosis. What, I don't know how to pronounce that. You see, it gives you 160% faster healing while you're shooting. So this is just base. It's doing 160% more healing. So imagine if you're max olive and doing that 300%. You're a god by that point. So basically, you see, I killed the shit out of the olive guy. I didn't mean to do that. But it basically makes you a god. So pretty much while you're shooting, every time you're shooting a bullet, you have about a 3-second... Oh, let me see if I can get him. All right, nice. You have about a 3-second window where it's actually... before it actually resets to not doing that heal anymore. So basically you got 1, 2, and then it stops. 1, 2, and then it stops. So if you're consistently shooting, then you're constantly getting that 160% healing on top of, you know, the healing that Umbral War Dogs get in general anyway, which is, you know, they're always constantly rejuvenating their health because they're always stressed out. Okay, boss fight time. All right, so first thing I'm gonna get some olive, and you're gonna see how fast these bosses are gonna melt. It's gonna take like 2 seconds. But this is why I play Hive in this mission, is because it's super easy to kill these things. So basically you can keep shooting them like this if you want to. Oh my god, I melted the crap out of it. See, that was like way too fast. And then you can go ahead and put the olive in. Right. And you don't really have to worry about the mobs too much. That's why I like it, because you see how the healing is working on the actual my card. So you look at the speed of which is actually healing. So let me take some damage. Let me let them shoot at me. You see how it's like constantly rejuvenating my health? So this is actually better than the jump card in a way, depending on the weapon that you're using. If you're using a weapon that's like very slow paced, that takes a long time to actually fire, like if the rate of fire is actually slow on it, then it's not worth it to have this card. But since this weapon is actually pretty decently fast, you can do a lot with it. Let me kill this one here. See, just from the tethering damage, along with you shooting it in the face, it just melts so fast. And then whenever I see myself taking too much damage, I just pop my heal and then just keep it moving. You see, that's what's really nice about this. You see, like I'm constantly healing up all the time. That's why I really love this card. All right. Oh, I don't have olive. Oops. Let me see if I can get some olive from her. All right, let's end this. Ah, son of a bitch. I'll finish them in 2 seconds anyway. There we go. And that's all she wrote. But yeah, that's the plague right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. This weapon is definitely worth it. I feel like, especially if you're into going into melee and really playing aggressive, this is the weapon to get for sure. All right, but thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.